Hello everyone, it's Model 40248, and today is the promised second episode of Let's Talk, and today we're going to talk about a little game that I loved to death when I was a child, and I finally got my hands on a copy of recently, but of course said copy didn't work, so that made me feel sad, very sad. And of course this game is Chibi-Robo, or as I called it when I was a youth, Chibi-Robo, so you'll probably hear me alternate between those two names throughout the entirety of this video. Whatever you want to call it. I guess it's still a video even if it's just audio. Whatever. Who needs vocabulary for this stuff when you got comedy? Anyway, sorry about that. I warned you. I warned you this would happen. Anyway, yeah, Chibi-Robo. If you don't know it, you're missing out. GameCube exclusive, I'm pretty sure. Essentially, Chibi-Robo is this little game about this horrible family. Well, not horrible, but this a little bit too real family called the Sandersons, who kind of just are human. Like, the father's an idiot. The mother is, ashamed that her husband is an idiot. And the daughter just, acts like a freak for attention from her mom and dad. Because her mom and dad are too busy, hating each other or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, my copy didn't work, so, the last time I deeply thought about the plot of this game was probably when I was, still in elementary school. So, I'm maybe not remembering it all that well. Anyway, yeah, let's think about this for a second. What do I even want to say about this game besides how much I loved it and how much, I would just sit there and play it forever and, never want to stop because it was pretty amazing. Essentially, the plot, as I remember it, is, your Chibi-Robo, and, it's Jenny, the daughter of the Sandersons' birthday, and the family, they're a little tight on money. They can't really afford too much for little Jenny. But the dad, whose name I won't remember and probably never will, but let's just call him Mr. Sanderson because I think that is what the game actually refers him as. Anyway, yeah, Mr. Sanderson buys you, Chibi-Robo, for Jenny, really for himself, but he does it at Jenny's birthday party, so he doesn't feel like a total ass for buying it. And Chibi-Robo's essential goal, well, whatever you want to call it, objective, there's the word, as a robot, is to clean, to make life easier for everyone involved. So you go around in the game, picking up the litter of the Sanderson household, collecting happy points, and trying to become the number one Chibi-Robo unit in the whole world. Well, the whole, Chibi-Robo world. This was GameCube era, so of course there wasn't, leaderboards. But if this game was re-released in HD with actual leaderboards, that would be awesome. I mean, there really hasn't been another Chibi-Robo game. I mean, there was Park Patrol for the DS, but that was a Walmart exclusive, which was a really, weird choice. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but I mean, that's probably what you should have expected, considering this is me, and this is what I'm doing. But yeah, you're trying to become the number one Chibi-Robo, and at the same, by making the Sandersons just happy. So, everything's fine. The mom's, of course, mad that they're really, really digging in the bottom of the barrel financially. So eventually, well, not even eventually, from the very beginning, I'm sorry, that's my phone, I don't know why it's on. Again, unprofessionalism, ahoy. Anyway, hang on, let me turn it off. Anyway, yeah. So, from the beginning, Mr. Sanderson is forced to sleep on the couch and not in his bedroom with Mrs. Sanderson. Oh, and another important thing, toys in this house come alive for no real reason. They just kind of do. And it's just sort of what happens. And all the toys talk to you and they give you advice and they're like, hey, here the Sandersons used to be really happy and then something booty went down. So yeah, you gotta make them happy. There's a Drake Redcrest who's a Power Rangers ripoff, and he's very funny. And then there's God, I can't even remember her name, but she's like a chew toy, she's one of the dogs. Taito, I believe, is the dog's name, something like that. She's one of the dog's chew toys, and she really digs it. She really digs getting chewed on, which is really weird. I don't know. I mean, I can't really blame her for it. I mean, I'd dig it too if I was literally manufactured to be chewed on. But she has a crush on Drake Redcrest, and we never really, solve that plot at all. That's not important though. Your other main objective in the game, besides becoming the number one Chibi-Robo, is of course to revive Giga-Robo, your predecessor, I guess. He's essentially like another model like you, but he's Giga, as the name would imply. And he was there back when the Sandersons' lives were a little better. And now he's just sort of hanging out in the basement, all broken. And you gotta like heal him, get him fix his battery so he's all good again. I don't really remember how you do that, like exactly. I just remember that like every night when you go and put in your happy points, you can also Telly, your like a little assistant who talks for you because Chibi is a mute. Telly will be like, hey, you wanna help Giga tonight, and you help Giga. But yeah, God. There is really like, I'm bouncing all around this game, but oh well. I'm just talking about it. Man, remember how I said these things wouldn't go over 10 minutes? That was probably a big fat lie. Anyway, yeah. So you meet a whole bunch of other toys in the house, like the eggs, which are just like green army men, but instead of army men, they're red eggs. And Captain Woodbeard, and the weird like fortune teller, and Honey, or whatever, Honeysuckle or whatever, Jenny's bear, who scared the actual hell out of me when I was a child. Because, like, sometimes at night, Honey will just get, like, a craving for frickin', God, I don't even know what it is. It's not honey, because that'd be stupid. It's like some flower thing. Nectar, that's the word. She gets a craving for nectar, and she, like, goes bonkers, and she gets really scary. And like her face gets really creepy. That may be the background picture of this episode. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that scared me to death when I was a kid. There's also a Lego T-Rex thing. That's like the oldest toy in the house. Get it? Because she's a T-Rex, and because she's made of Legos. There's a flower. One of those like solar-powered dancing flowers is there. And he like gives you sage-like advice and then dies because the window is closed, which is funny to me. That's just like all it takes to kill him. And yeah. Gameplay-wise, the game is pretty much just cleaning, literal cleaning. You get a toothbrush like really early on in the game, and that's like your mop, I guess. You like toothbrush up like paw prints and spills and things. And every time you do that, you get a little bit of happy points. And you can also go around and collect trash and then throw the trash in the trash can for, again, happy points and money, which you use the money to make Chibi a better Chibi. Chibi-Robo, of course. God dang it. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah, the suits. There's, like, suits in the game that let you do special things. There's a dog suit that lets you talk to the dog. There's a frog suit that lets you talk to Jenny. There's pajamas that just let you, like, skip a day or night if you have something, like, to do in the other one. It's like the... It's like the song A Double Time or whatever from Majora's Mask, but instead you just take a nap. There's the Drake Redcrest suit, which makes confetti fly out of your head, and you do a little pose. I actually never beat the game, really, when I was a kid, because it's hard. Like, it's not so much hard as in, like, it's difficult to play, but it's hard to become the number one Chibi-Robo, because, like, by the time you hit 10th in the rankings, you're not going to move up easy, like, at all. You're going to have to claw your way up to get into the single digis, because that is a pain. Single digis are killer. The soundtrack is cool. They're really... I actually got it recently, and I realized that all all the songs are actually really short. They just loop, like, permanently. And I mean, like, it's really not that hard. What am I trying to say? It's not, like, that distracting when you're playing the game. But when you're, like, just listening to the soundtrack, it's really not, like, good. But there are some songs that are pretty long. And all of it really fits the mood of the game well. And, God, well, there's a day and night system, obviously. And one of my most fond memories of the game, actually, is the hamburger minigame. Because, of course, you know, Mr. Sanderson is sleeping downstairs. Mrs. Sanderson has, like, locked herself in her bedroom and, like, refuses to come out because they're pretty much poor, and she's a bitch, and she doesn't want to do anything about it. Which, I mean, admittedly, like, it wasn't really her fault. It was Mr. Sanderson's, but I mean, like, put forth an effort for your family. I mean, Jesus. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, God. These are so fucking bad, but oh well. I mean, I literally did this more for me than anything. But anyway, yeah. It's got this really good soundtrack, which I may actually, like, play in the background of this video very quietly. Is a song that, like, plays when you're doing the burger flipping minigame. And, like, you have your little spoon, which is gross, honestly, that you flip the hamburgers with the spoon, because that spoon is like your shovel, and you dig up dirt with it, like, all the time in the game, but you never, like, go to wash it. You never wash it, so you just, like, step onto the stove and flip burgers with your spoon, which is probably, like, covered in dirt and grass and stuff. But yeah, I don't know, like, it's a very, like, difficult game to describe it. You know, it's very just charming. It's something you have to play on your own to really, like, realize how lovable it is, but I can really see how it's not someone's, like, cup of tea. It's kind of like Animal Crossing, but get rid of all the neighbor interactions and just do the requests. And don't get, like, furniture or anything. Which, like, the furniture's half the fun in Animal Crossing. But yeah, this was shaky as hell. This was really, really, like, tumbled up, which I thought it would be. But if you stuck around this long, thank you. There may be another one sometime, and sometime is God knows when. But yeah, this has been Let's Talk, episode 2, Chibi-Robo, recorded on February 8th, 2015. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you when I see ya.